evening, every pony, and welcome to Commentary as Magic Stream on today's Sunday, October 4th, 2020. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big Cheese?
What year is it?
2020?
How do I go into the vent like Red does?
I don't know, Big Cheese kind of sus.
Big Cheese always sus. If you can't tell, we've been playing Among Us a little bit.
A bit.
Just a smidge. We've also been looking at pony cards.
Oh,
Lots
yes,
of
we've
cards.
been looking at so many pony cards, and boy, do we have such sights to show you today. So this one's going to be a little bit interesting. We're actually going to weave the spoilers into the discussion here, because we have, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decks?
Seven decks.
Ah.
One for each sin.
Quick, figure out which one's which.
There's a few of them I can think of. Silverstream is Wrath.
No, Poppy is Wrath. Come on.
Poppy's in Silverstream.
Yeah, that's the Wrath deck.
Okay, fine. Well, that is just the Wrath deck. That's fair.
I think Chrysalis is Sloth.
What?
I mean,
loud hissing. Okay. But we'll be weaving the spoilers into the discussion here as we go through these, because the spoilers and what they do are kind of important to these decks' functions. So, I don't know. Want to kick us off here?
Let's do it.
All right. So first up,
We should probably start by mentioning, because I don't think we ever clarified, these are decks that we have built as examples of certain deck strategies that might exist when New Dawn releases. Why are we looking at this now?
is that a
why are we
rhetorical
looking
question?
at this now?
I felt like that was a rhetorical question.
It is kind of a rhetorical question. It's because New Dawn is basically done, question mark?
It is ridiculously close to being done.
There's some proofing and minor little art things here and there, but it's like... I see no reason why it would not hit before the end of October, right?
Yeah. Once the proofing stuff is done, I think we're in good position to push the button and unleash it upon, well, everything. Everything,
right. And New Dawn is exciting. There's a lot that you can do with the cards that we currently have access to in core and the new stuff that's coming. So much, in fact, that we had to cut several decks from this stream because it would go too long and this isn't the Slogfest yet.
Yeah.
Unless it is.
Surprise, it's actually the Slogfest.
Card number 1.
No.
I mean, we are starting with card
Yes,
number 1.
this is card number 1.
It is, in fact, card number 1, and we've got... Well, no, it's not card number 1. That's not the
How
name.
is it not card?
That's not
Yes,
the
it
name.
is.
No, it's not.
Oh, well. What do you mean?
No.
Make it card number
Oh,
1.
right, you're doing the spoilers first. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's only 39 cards that we've got queued up for spoilers.
Oh, Lord.
Well, it's wow, it's actually like a 20% slugfest.
That's not that many.
It's pretty close.
Do we really have?
Yes, we really do. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So first spoiler, and spoilers. Some of these may or may not have been spoiled previously, but it's worth looking at them again in the context of these decks. All right. So Lord Tirek Power Pursuit. It's cost efficient. It gets bigger when opposing things get frightened. Seems kind of good.
Blue likes to frighten things.
Blue likes to frighten things. I like sticks. It's not that bad. Like, you have a card that basically says pay 1 and double this card's power most of the time. It's not bad.
That's
Feels
pretty decent.
aggro-y.
It does feel kind of aggro-y. I'm also looking at that C down in the bottom right-hand corner and like dreaming up the popper decks that would use this.
Yeah, I mean this is potentially also really good and limited.
Yeah.
Cheese, you
Get the
stay
support for it.
you stay away from this thing in purple blue in popper.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's not allowed.
No, allowed. 100% allowed. It's going to be great.
Is there even room for this in that deck?
I
Not
don't know.
really, but
Okay, let's see. Got Prince Rutherford, who, of course, is best at friendship, because Yak's best at friendship. So we've got a 3/1/3 that, with only like a little bit extra blue, turns swift. That's pretty notable. It's not bad. It's also common, so whoa.
yeah, like if you have a Swift main, this is not a Swift main. Wow, sorry. If you have a blue main,
This is
which if you have a Swift main, it's probably blue. But
well, yes, and you're probably also playing like Harmony. Or something.
Correct.
yeah,
Because Swift mains are kind of busted.
No, they're fine. Reprint all of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so a 3/1/3 Swift at common, like I think we've seen that before.
Yeah. It's not Gallus.
I think it is Gallus.
Was it
Gallus is hasty.
Oh.
Nah, because there's something in there that's a 3/1/3 Swift. It's not. Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, here's one. And then, if you get a little bit more blue and get into Unity 10, now you've got like some wildfire stuff going on here.
is it? But is it Wildfire or Holly Dash? That's
It's
the
better.
question.
I mean, it's kind of like Sky Stinger, but
They're
we
both
don't
the
talk
same.
about him.
Yeah, Sky Stinger is a little difficult to make work. This, on the other hand, is exceptionally easy to make work if you are playing a mono blue colored deck. And it turns out that a 3/1/3 for Swift is some good value, but a 3/1/3 for Swift that also moves anything else to the
That's
same problem.
Ridiculous value.
Yeah. Okay, Blue Popper's pretty happy about this.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got?
Grogar's Lair. Did I hear someone wanted some like Frighten control? Oh, that's a fair question in chat. Okay, so this says Unity 5 blue. The way this works is if you have a bunch of characters that are blue and they have at least 5 power summed up amongst the bunch of them, then you get the Unity 5 ability. And the same thing for 10, you just need 10 power amongst the bunch of them.
Right. It's the total power among all your characters in play that have that color.
So Magic players might know this is Devotion, I think it's referred to.
It's similar to Devotion. It's not exactly the same.
Similar.
Yeah.
Okay. Grogar's Lair. So, let's see. Play to your home. When an opposing friend enters play, frighten it unless its controller pays 1.
Did you get tired of dealing with all those tokens that Thorax and Pegasi were running?
Why, yes. Yes, I did.
Cool. Now they all cost 1.
This makes the
Tax.
trader to the hive very unhappy, and that makes me happy.
It also makes Rocket Scooter
Significantly less good.
How should we say this? Terrible?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a rare, so you won't have to worry about this showing up in limited, but gonna be honest, this is kind of a bomb if you manage to get one of these in limited.
Ivory, you've had some good success with this in playtesting, right?
Well, it definitely means your opponent doesn't get to play anywhere near as aggressively as they probably wanted to.
Fair enough.
Yeah, pack your resource removal.
Next.
Alright. Hey, it's the Legion of Doom. What is this, a text box for ants? What does this thing say, even? You can't read it.
No, the text box for ants comes later.
That's true, the text box for ants does come later. Alright, so 3 bonus Troublemaker, 7 power. I think we've talked about this before, but the interesting thing here is it says frighten an opposing friend here at the start of your turn. Hey, what did that Tirek card do? It got bigger. So if the opponent has something here that you can scare, it just automatically turns to 4 power. That seems good.
That's not bad.
Let's see. And then it says some other stuff, but the deck that we're going to be looking at shortly, those are interesting. But they're a little bit secondary.
I mean, the -1 power during face-offs every turn this thing remains face up is pretty powerful.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. Let's see.
Makes it easier to farm as well if you're going for that route.
Yeah. Let's see. Are we going to? No, we're not. We're not going to look at the deck yet. No, we've got some other things to look at. Let's talk about problems.
We all have them.
Yeah.
Exactly 10 of them.
I love this problem so much.
Unless you're limited, then it's 5. Do you remember the old rules?
The old confront rules?
Well, these are almost those.
This problem always shows up when I don't need it to.
I mean, at least you force your opponent into a desperate play to take those points away from you, even if they don't get to score them themselves.
Yeah. So this problem is kind of interesting here. Your opponent has some pretty huge incentives to come after this and confront it first. Because if they don't, that's going to be some bonus points for you.
Boy, if you have a 3-power blue main, and you have a Rutherford, and you're at Unity 10, you can spend 1 AT and confront this problem on your turn.
It's kind of spicy.
1 AT for 3
3
points?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's some good value.
I mean, if you're playing a Nightmare, it's 1 AT for 5 points.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, if you're playing with
Half the
rules.
time. So it averages out to 1 AT for 4 points. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Let's see. Now, so you can't make this into 0 AT for 5 points, but it comes pretty close. So if you're running a mono blue deck, at the start of your turn, you just get to move something for free from your home. Seems good.
So this is very similar to I forgot the name of those two problems. Yeah, Griffinstone.
And
yet
the
not.
one.
Oh gosh, it's the 2 bonus 8 confront wreck.
Yeah, the Wonderbolts something.
No, it's
Everyone knows
guilty
Until proven innocent,
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this potentially gets you even more value, although a bit delayed.
I mean, kind of delayed. It also happens at the start of the game, so, well, if you're going first, it happens then.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So let's look at what this comes together. Yeah. I heard you like stuff getting scared and scaring everything. It is Spooktober after all.
I don't see any skeletons.
No, the risk of skeletons is low right now. All right, so basically,
this looks like a deck I would run.
Yeah, like just looking through this, Frighten, making it hard to lose stick face-offs, aggro, Frighten, aggro,
Movement.
Yeah, it's just all kinds of good like blue stuff for doing blue things.
You even
fast.
put changeling mimics in here just for extra
salt generation.
Yeah.
I mean, well, look at this here. You've got a Father of Monsters over there. He says villain on him. Villain still scares things.
There is a lot of Frighten in this deck. My gosh.
Yes, there is. It's almost as good as like it's the blue version of that pink deck that's just like remove all the things.
So we got like Torch and Pony Pirate, Sombra, Professor.
How much actual hard removal does this have, though?
Not much.
Torch Safety Lecture?
Yeah, Torch and Safety Lecture. Which, like, is not bad.
Pony Pirate is so annoying when you can make use of it.
Calm Soul asked where the resource removal is. It's on Spearhead, who shuts off the abilities of resources.
Yeah, it's not particularly great resource removal here, but if you wanted more of it, you could run Winterzilla instead.
Yeah, if you're in a heavy orange meta where you're fearing things like Desert Road, that'd probably be a good choice.
Yeah, you don't want... Desert Road is no good for this deck.
No. I mean, you can kind of return the favor with Grogar's Lair, but...
That, you definitely get hurt more by Desert Road.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no, right? This is not just Blitz aggro. Like, you lose the Loyal Pony and you lose the Plushie Dash. And obviously, you end up losing, like, Spearhead or Professor of Loyalty. But most of your actual impactful friends, when they're there in play, are fine. It's not as bad as you might think if it was just a pure blue aggro list.
They're just delayed for a turn, which definitely feels bad.
True. Now, the thing that really ties all this together is there's a lot of ways for face-offs to be started here. You've got some epic troublemakers, you've got Staff of Sikanis, and you're also playing blue aggro. And the Tirek main that allows you to get even more Frighten once per turn during a face-off means the amount and density of Frighten in this deck is kind of ridiculous.
Pink might actually have its work cut out for it.
And you might be sitting here thinking, but Sim, I'm playing Reanimator and I have an Endless Friendship in play. Okay, next, let's look at the next list.
Well, we're not going to look at the next list. We got to talk about spoilers first.
That's my answer to Endless Friendship here, is...
we're going to look at the next list. All right.
Yes, we're going to look at the next... Well, we're going to look at spoilers.
Yeah, okay. So, hey, look, it's a Luna card. Everyone likes Luna. Best
It's
princess.
true. It's true.
Saying controversial things on stream to get a reaction? Why never? All right.
This needs a different subtitle.
Does it?
I forget.
Pretty sure this is unique. Might not be unique. Anyway, so when a player plays an event, you may put a +1 power counter on one of your Troublemakers. Later, you can remove 2 +1 power counters from one of your Troublemakers to make a Figment token. So hypothetically, you could wind your Troublemakers up to the point where the opponent doesn't want to touch them, and then when you think it's about time to, turn around and farm them, not only do you get a body in play at immediate speed, and potentially deal with some, fun shenanigans related to villains, you also knock the thing down a couple of notches by removing the power counters. So this is just, that's great.
I like it. I can dig it.
Purple Farm. What else we got here? Okay, so this one I know we've talked about before.
Does this look like the face of Mercy?
Slightly.
Yeah.
But what it does is, whenever a face-off is started here, even if it's your opponent starting face-offs against your Troublemakers, you get to make Figment tokens.
More Figment tokens, huh?
Yeah. And then they all get Studious.
It is worth noting that the reminder text here for Studious is not actually the full text of Studious.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, because we're not going
ridiculous.
The full text of Studious is, inspired, and I think we still got the inspired reminder text wrong. It takes up, the full text box and then some.
Right. The key with Studious is that it does not stack. If you have multiple characters with Studious and you win a face-off involving all of them, you only get the 1 AT once.
Just
normally.
Right after the period, we should just say no stacky.
No stacky.
No stacky. I mean, it is reminder text. So, there is another card that we've shown previously, Sunburst, that allows Studious to stack like you'd hope. We won't be talking about him here, though. But another unicorn, who we haven't seen in a long time.
Hey, it's Fizzlepop.
So, in addition to prepared, which, that's great because it's just giving you action tokens, her Unity 10 lets you, since you played an event anyway, let's go ahead and shove some stuff around. Hey, Chiefs, you want to run this in GoHome.deck?
Sure.
No.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
Do not want.
The 10 Unity is
That might be a little hard to get to,
difficult.
You've got your main, you've got this. If
Yeah,
you
the
have
main
like
generally is like always purple in that deck.
you have like 2 Daring Doos, or like a Daring Do and a Starlight, or a Starlight and a Zakora, or like any combination of those two, and you're fine.
I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
it's as hard
doable.
as it's not as hard to get as you think.
I guess I'm
Unity
just not used to like counting above 5 for how much color I have of
Right.
something.
right.
Unity 10 requires a small amount of work. Unity 15 is where stuff starts to get crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you're over there making those tokens with Luna or Starlight. It's fine.
Anemoy points out that this does in fact work with rubber, as it is a Tempest Shadow, which would be especially funny when you run like Spell for that as the main or something, and then plop this into play and play a Troublemaker, and then get
that's disgusting.
and then get full Grubber value off of it.
I hate.
That's great. It's amazing. All right, let's see. What do we got? Hey, remember how I was being like playing events and getting the incidental movement? How about if we play an event that gets us movement on its own?
You could potentially move 3 things.
Yeah, like timing is everything, of course, and that seemed well. Oh my God, what's up with Star Swirl's legs here? It's like, ugh.
They're folded.
Yeah, but they're bent in
Does
a
he
way they
even-
should not. That don't worry about that.
Don't or yeah.
Does he know that he's floating?
Considering that he's the one doing the floating, I would assume so. Okay, but
How is he holding the parchment?
Questions you don't want the answer to.
how do ponies hold anything with their hooves? Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So timing is everything here, and if you play this during your main phase, you get 2 shots out of it effectively instead of just 1. So if you can bear to wait, it'll do even more for you on your turn than it will if you have to play it at immediate speed.
That's pretty cool.
Gravy. All right. Speaking of gravy, we've got a condition. Importantly, it says play on a character, not play on a friend. So mains are a consideration here. When you play an event for the first time each turn, put a magic counter on this card. Immediate, exhaust this card to give that character +1 power for each magic counter on this card until the end of the turn. I think we might need to clarify that a little bit, but what you can do with this is you can wind up your main's power even if you're not, running Mod or AJ. It might be temporary, but that's fine, because even if you use this, even if they remove it, that power still sticks around for the rest of the turn.
This vaguely reminds me of Applejack's hat.
Question in chat of, is Twilight Farm back? Maybe.
Well, we saw quite a
Maybe.
few cards that would do well in farm.
I mean, it's certainly looking like there's a purple farm list here. Is it going to be Twilight? Well, we'll see. Let's see. We got
I
2
do
more.
think In the Zone goes in Twilight. Also, it's worth noting In the Zone is not unique.
Nope.
So you can do some really silly things.
Oh, but we're... So there's a couple of other lists where this has come up, but hey, you remember how we really liked our opponents starting face-offs against our stuff, especially if they happen to be at a disadvantage? Well, how about if we make them start face-offs against our stuff?
Oh, we get cards from our discard pile back? I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that fact.
Seems real good with forced movement.
Man, this is stupid.
It's kind of spicy.
And we've got prepared cards, so we're gaining AT because they're forced to start the face-off. And we've got that Starlight that puts token friends into play when a face-off here is started.
This sounds like some purple nonsense.
This does sound like some purple nonsense. Let's look at one more thing. If an opponent would score points from defeating a Troublemaker, while none of your characters have a color other than purple, they score 1 fewer points instead to a minimum of 0. So now those Troublemakers are worth even less for your opponent.
So we're a mono-purple deck running, like, event-based movement control, Troublemakers that are, like, higher bonuses, and boosting our main's power? What are we doing here?
What we are doing is purple Troublemaker aggro.
We've hyped it up to this point.
So, importantly, Cozy Glow just straight up says Troublemakers don't prevent you from confronting problems. Doesn't matter if you're yours or theirs, whatever.
You keep trying to jam opposing in front of that text, and it's not there.
It's so unnatural. But then Cozy's just like, hey, buddy.
Want to be friends?
Friends with everything.
Want to be friends?
So you sit there, slap a bunch of high bonus, high power, devastating effect Troublemakers down at problems, laugh that your opponent can't confront, well, you can, sneak in underneath, use a bunch of event control to keep your opponents away, and just score 2 points a turn using Lusterdon. And
then when you decide that it's time, you do a DFO and get 2 or 3 bonus because...
No. First you have to sit there and decide whether or not you want to backstab any of your Troublemakers.
Oh, that's right. Because you can still farm them, because there's a lot of epics here.
Yeah. I mean, it's Cozy. What do you expect? She loves a good backstabbing.
And we've got 3 Captain Solano and 2 Tempest Shadows, so that normal 1-turn delay you have for Troublemakers turning face up, it's no.
So you could defeat a Troublemaker and then play another one and then do the DFO and get the 2 points off of that.
Absolutely disgusting.
I think that's this deck's name is just Cozy Kinda Sus.
Cozy Kinda Sus. I think that's pretty accurate.
Who else is kinda sus?
Cheese.
That's always Cheese.
I mean, Cheese is also sus.
Well, let's see. So we've talked about 2 of the mains. Let's talk about the best one, obviously.
I'm triggered already.
How do I know which one this is?
I'm triggered already, and we haven't even started looking at cards for it yet.
Right.
Well, we know it's gonna involve white cards.
So let's start off with Sandsmark Dry Humor. As this card enters play, name a friend, event, or resource. Players can't score points with cards with that name. So, you know what? I've decided that I really don't want the Traitor to the Hive gaining any points. So I'm just going to go ahead and name
Critter?
1 yellow Critter friend token.
It's just called Critter.
And so then, anywhere those critters are, no points.
That's rude.
I award you 0 points.
What if your opponent's playing Pile in Harmony?
Meh. Can't score points with that either.
Name Pile?
Name Pile.
What if they're playing, like, Showdown combo 1 pace with Fashion Week?
Name Fashion Week.
Rip.
Rip.
What if they're just mismaining?
Oh, that's rude.
That's very rude. So here's another card. This is a good card. It's got both Starlight and Arqueen on it. And this is a... There's some stuff to unpack in this text box here. So your starting problems bonuses are increased by 1. So if you're doing something where you really want big bonuses and want to run a bunch of starting problems, okay, sweet. Now all those random low bonus starting problems are now worth even more. But the other side of this card is you can also sit there and say, you know what? I actually don't want to run many starting problems, and I want it to be even more annoying for my opponent to confront all of my problems. Oh, also, this isn't unique.
Oh, so you can get global eccentric 4 or 6.
It's not global,
Well,
it's only yours.
Oh, fair.
But that would hit dilemmas, too.
Gross. I probably wouldn't want to play one of my own dilemmas if it required an extra 6 to confront.
Yeah, that seems pretty bad.
Yeah.
But what doesn't seem pretty bad is a 5 bonus Pearl Heist.
Why is the tip of her horn green?
Because she's doing magic things.
It's Ultimate Chrysalis.
I don't
This-
even actually remember.
It's because you don't watch the show, silly.
This is her final form.
I watched this part of the show.
I would hope you've seen the finale by now.
I think she's an imposter.
Spoilers. And anyway, the thing's still power efficient. 4 power for 3 cost. Not bad.
And only 2 rec, you can play this off a buckball strategy.
This card has all the numbers 1 through 4. And
It sure
even
does.
5.
If you look in the card ID, yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Barely.
All right, next one.
Okay. Dramatic Apology. Banish a friend, then banish a number of cards from the top of your deck equal to that friend's cost. Does work on tokens. That's kind of neat.
Those also work on tricorns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to get rid of 5 cards from your deck.
Well, sometimes you gotta get rid of a tricorn.
Yeah, this definitely seems like a card you want to not play until you have no other choice.
Do you also have to apologize to your opponent after playing this card?
No, seriously, darling.
The-
You can't just apologize. It has to come from the heart. It needs practice, rehearsal, and a fabulous setting.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Sounds fair.
I feel like banishing the cards is the apology.
Depends on what you banish. But more reasons to potentially not sideboard things out. Or run above size card, or above 45 card decks.
Now you're just encouraging bad habits at this point.
Maybe.
No, let's encourage really bad habits. I exhaust Selena Blue. I put 2 cards on top of my deck. I play Dramatic Apology on your 2-cost friend. I banish 2 Grogars.
That's not a bad habit. That's a really strong play.
No, that's bad mannering is what that is.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Animoy is correct. You can't banish cards from your deck if you have no cards in your deck. Big brain
That's
play.
That's some
That's the
big brain
400
play.
IQ.
And my kind of sus. Okay. Truth Talisman of...
Tonight, Tanatia?
Yeah,
We
Tantia.
didn't bother to check pronunciation guides before this.
I don't know
Not
if
on
we
this one,
bothered
we
to.
didn't.
Did we check spelling on this one?
I'm pretty sure that one's right.
Tonatia?
Let's see here. Play on a main character. That character's controller plays with the top card of their deck revealed. So, okay, that's kind of neat. And then at the start of that character's controller's turn, you may pay 1 and exhaust this card to have that player shuffle their deck. So if you're looking at what's on top of their deck and you're just like, no. It's going to cost you a token, but you can make that go away.
You just get to sap their hope. Oh, wow. The one card you needed to break through this wall.
Nope.
Goodbye.
Gotta be kind of judicious about it, though, because you only get one shot a turn. And this, being a trigger, will go off after all of their triggers are processed, so Meticulous does happen first.
Unless you play it on yourself, and then you can stack it how you want.
Yes.
This also means that both players will have perfect face-off knowledge for one of the two players involved. Well, as far as flips are concerned.
Yeah. I don't have hand knowledge, but that's not bad. Maybe not going to see a ton of play, but still, that's pretty interesting.
That's an interesting one, yeah.
Let's see. Hey, remember that thing from earlier where no scoring points? How about if that was just on a problem?
Wow.
It's a lot of bats.
That is a lot of bats.
They should stop those.
But not but not from that episode.
Nope.
That's just rude. Normally, if you're playing control and you're trying to stop your opponent from scoring points, you have to protect your problems and move opposing characters away or remove them or block them off with troublemakers. And this one, you can just leave it open and be like, go ahead.
Yeah, have fun with that one. And so what do these all come together in? Well, I'm glad you asked. It comes together in a white deck that I'm tentatively naming Our Queen Did Not Grant Your Leave. And I think this deck is basically just a showcase of all the cards that are just wow.
How did I know this would be a Chrissy deck?
Of course it's a Chrissy deck. Just look at this. There's spoons.
More spoons.
Pharynxes, vexings.
There's some inspired even.
Banishment, flipped card banishment, more banishment, taxes on Wink, playing Miss Main to get back Wink.
Reliving histories.
More mimics.
High alerts. Yeah, more mimics, of course.
Yeah. Get away, get away, get away!
No, this seems like the kind of thing that Bugle would just be like, spicy.
Ugh.
So
I'm watching my AT just slowly drain away.
Yeah. So it's been a while since White has really been able to do, on its own, has been able to do control things.
This is a pretty good shot.
There's going to be a pretty good shot here. Yeah. We've talked about 3 of the 4 mains. I think we should probably go and, work on a little something for that last one.
Well, we had soft control in all of these, so clearly this is going to be a control deck too, right?
Hogwash.
Now, aggro?
Yeah, I'm thinking aggro.
All right.
We've looked at this one before. So, very efficiently costed, but Apple Bloom doesn't like sticking around when things get tough. She, gets scared and exhausts herself.
She goes prone.
She's a fainting goat. It is worth noting that this is actually the design a card from last year's Continental Championship winner.
Yes, it is.
Hi, Josh.
We actually like this proposal so much that there are a couple of other cards. Ones that we won't see, but we've talked about in the past, that complete a bit of a cycle here.
Yep.
But big gets bigger if you win the face-off anyway, and exhausts itself. And that'll become important for reasons that we'll discover later.
Okay, let's see it.
Okay, Grand Pair. Another Unity card. Stubborn. It's always good to see on orange. And the Unity 10 here lets you, during a face-off, exhaust this card to flip an additional card. It's still stubborn, so it even still contributes.
Ew, is this Carbo Loader all over again?
No, it doesn't have teamwork.
It's the light version of Carbo Loader. It's reduced carb Carbo Loader.
Light carb loader.
Is this the keto version?
Yes.
I mean, kind of missing teamwork, but
Right.
That's why it's keto.
Yeah.
It's still okay. It's not bad. I mean,
Right.
I'll take an extra flip.
Yeah, it's not bad. So, there's some things to unpack in this text box too. When you exhaust one of your friends, you may put a +1 power counter on that friend.
Didn't the previous 2 cards exhaust?
Yeah. They did.
Doesn't this card also exhaust?
Yeah, it does.
Does this card secretly have Traveler on it, but with extra text?
It is kind of Traveler with extra text, yes.
except for that it's free.
Yeah, but it is worth noting this is not stubborn.
But it's immediate.
It is immediate, but it's not stubborn. So you're going to have to do a little bit of planning to make this really work for you.
End of my opponent's turn. Move up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see enough keywords on this card. I want more keywords.
Okay.
Swift.
Competitive 2, Diligent 2, Traveler.
That's it?
Oh, and
Oh,
it's also efficiently costed.
This has more keywords.
This is 1 cost, 2 power. That's at least 4 power in the face-off. If it wins, it goes up to just 1 cost, 4 power. And if you've moved it, it's an extra power.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it doesn't exhaust itself, so whatever.
Yeah. Meh. Still pretty good, though.
That's really good.
All right. Speaking of exhausting things, not really something you're going to point at yourself. In fact, you can't. But let's get a twofer here. And I think we have talked about this one extensively in the past. It is important to remember that you can choose to split the effects here. Or you can combine.
Yep.
Both are fine.
Ugh.
Thought we
I
said
still
this
want to
was...
know the conversion factor for Fahrenheit. I really hope it's not Celsius.
It's not. It's Celsius.
Yes,
Ow.
it's Fahrenheit and Celsius. All right, cool. That was terrible. You just came up with that, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh, glorious. Okay. Well, it turns out the next card is for a different list, but let's take a look at what these come together into. Who
Not
remembers
aggro.
Blue Elves? I'm sorry, this is aggro.
Oh,
Look at all this
no, it is
aggro.
aggro.
Like, it's got a couple of good disruption tools in here, because really, what aggro deck doesn't want a couple of good disruption tools?
Of course it's running First Mate Mullet.
Of course it is.
That card's so good.
It's also running Apple Bloom Fastest.
First Man Mullet gets even better when he gets bigger from exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean-
Apple Bloom Fastest.
Hold on, Squabble. When you
Oh,
move
over
another
there, yeah.
character, you may exhaust one of your characters to move this card. We can exhaust stuff that we wouldn't even normally be able to put counters on?
Yeah.
Cool. What was that about Smolder not exhausting again?
It's dumb.
It is. It really is.
Oh, and it's GroCord, too. Right, the main that flips over and is Discord on the other side, but the start side lets you exhaust 3 of your friends.
Huh. How about that?
And then find a resource like Pirate Ship or Stick or Buckball. This is some
Seems-
value. If Donut Joe and Smolder stick around for a while, this is going to get out of control.
Pack your hard removal.
I guess.
I mean, I've got all the Frighten in the world here. So
Yeah. You can reset some counters, that's for sure.
reset a bunch of counters. Or Chrissy will just be like, be gone. We are not amused.
All right. Pretty
Let's-
cool.
Let's swing back into some more traditional territory. Let's go for some I don't know. I'm thinking purple pink.
Oh god, why? Aren't we done with that color combination yet?
Never done, apparently.
No. All right. Hey, who's this? It's Gray Pegasus again. It's muffins.
No, I think it's Delivery Mare.
According to Pony Life, it's
Bulk
muffins.
delivery.
It's bulk delivery. So
Can
when
you
there's-
like shoot a tiny little bulk head in her mailbag just going, yeah? Just a tiny little
I
one.
approve.
Nah.
I want to see the rule that we'd have to add to make all of the derpies be equivalent. Like we have the one for Twilight.
Nah.
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 Is this
How
flavor
many
text?
different ones are there?
Is this flavor text supposed to be a reference to the bag of leaflets nonsense that
No,
Rainbow
the-
Shine used to be able to do?
No, this is a reference to Aura getting random rainbow shines in the mail.
Oh yeah, that happens too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So when this card enters play, you can dismiss any number of opposing friends here with combined cost 4 or less. Hey, how much do tokens cost?
0.
Goodbye, all the tokens.
So this is like Flitter, but better.
Which is good because Flitter was
Flitter was
Nah.
a
He
fine
was
card.
good in specific circumstances.
this is more expensive but better in other circumstances.
Yeah.
Yes. Because although this does cost a lot, there's some fun things that you can do with that. And I think we've discussed some of these before, but we'll see what happens when this comes together. Just
Didn't
wait.
you say this was pink purple?
Yeah.
Does this card say enters play on it? I want to get off Mr. Bones' Wild Ride.
No, too bad. Trixie has brought the swamp to you.
I like this card.
I hate
No,
this
you went
card.
back. Okay, there it is.
When you play this card, choose another friend, put a token copy of that friend into play, then banish that token friend. So it's getting more shots out of on enters play effects. It's like Portal, kind of, except it's not immediate. But that's all Trixie knows how to do.
It's true. She does kind of create a lot of problems. Okay, so this lets us create token copies of any friend in play, not just our own.
Mhm.
And the token enters play and then is immediately banished with no priority window in between.
Mhm.
So you really want to try to use this with enters play effects.
Yeah. Or
Or
you can do some really crazy, spicy things here. And if you've got, I don't know, the Twilight Endless Friendship.
no, that doesn't work because it banishes the friend until the end of the turn. But it does work if you have that orange event that makes it so, or like bats that makes it so your stuff can't leave play.
Can steal things from the opponent.
You could also run this with yellow and use Brian and retire Brian instead of your token friend being banished.
Ah, yeah, there we go. I was trying to do something clever with Twilight.
Okay.
Turns out you just need Brian.
Okay, but Trixie only functions when you play. So you
Yes.
can't create infinite token copies of her
Yep.
and then have her leave play
Yep.
and make
Not-
infinite bodyguard tokens.
Not allowed.
You
Alright.
just gave the exact reason why. She says when you play.
Correct.
Not allowed.
But I want to get more value out of Trixie.
That's
Not-
unfortunate.
Not allowed.
Is it really unfortunate? What's the next card?
Okay, so here we've got a unique resource. Immediate exhaust this cards to shuffle one of your decks into its owner, your friends into its owner's deck. If you do, gain 1. So, okay, technically you can get many shots off Trixie. You just need to find her again.
Deal.
Good luck with that. What are you gonna do? Empty your deck?
I'm just gonna draw some cards. We're in pink-purple.
That's true.
I'm gonna play Selena Blue and like Pinky's present.
Fair, I guess.
Other stuff to get cards.
Let's see. This got spoiled a while back, I think.
It did.
Okay. Check this thing out.
Is this entry on a Troublemaker?
This is entry on a
Yes.
Troublemaker.
It's only 3 power, but that's still. I think that's the best ratio we've had for entry. 1 for 3.
That's like speech or barrel.
Yes, I guess that's speech or barrel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's 3 even if your main isn't flipped yet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or if you're running one of the 2 power mans.
So
And
this is a Troublemaker. It's on a turn delay, but when it is turned face up, you get to turn this card whatever color you want, and then the Troublemaker itself counts for wreck.
And for Unity. But it doesn't help you confront problems, right?
Well, not unless you're rolling around with Cozy, but hey. Ordinarily, no, this does not help you confront problems. But still, entry on a Troublemaker.
Interesting. Okay. What else we got?
That's some card art.
Pinky, stop breaking the text frame barrier.
I mean, Twilight's Horn is also doing that.
So is her hair.
No.
That is a 9 for the opponent?
That is a 9 for the opponent.
How many cards did we have from this episode?
A lot.
A lot. There was a lot of.
Bananas.
There was
It's
a
funny
lot of good
because
art.
it's funny because the episode itself is actually not that great.
Yeah, there's a ton of great art in it though. Okay, pay 3 to score a point once per turn, effectively.
On your turn.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
That seems fine. If you have the AT for it, why not?
Okay, put it all together and wrap it up with a nice bow for us.
All right. So we're going to start off with, there's a spell for that. And just look at this smorgasbord of fun tools we've got here. Okay, hold on. How many different ways do you have to generate AT in here? I'm not going to like the answer to this, am I?
Starlight, Tempest, Bodyguard tokens,
GroCord Troublemaker.
Wait,
GroCord Troublemaker, Amusement Factory.
hold on. Are you actually not running same-day delivery in here? Wow.
I probably should be. But, like, what are you going to drop for it?
Oh.
It probably should be
Pretty
running
sure
same-day
this
delivery.
needs same-day delivery.
Alright, run some same-day deliveries.
Maybe
53
Pinky
card deck.
Sense.
Yes, 53 card deck.
This is definitely a cheese-like deck. This
And
deck
then
is
don't
pretty sus.
sideboard anything out.
Deck is sus.
She's pretty sus.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of...
This could actually be called I saw Trixie vent because she's just popping in and out.
Well, she's making other things pop in and out.
All right, fine.
Yeah, but if you look
If
at
she
this,
said when she enters play, I think she would be better.
yes, she would be better for about 30 seconds before she got banned.
Correct. Because
But-
she goes infinite with herself.
But looking at all this stuff, there's a bunch of good on-enters play effects here. You got Skystar, you got Tempest and Grubber. Stuff's leaving and entering play, so bodyguards, why not?
We got Sunburst finding events. We got Postal Mare hitting multiple friends. We got the ever evil combo of Tempest and Grubber or Spider Surprise, and then immediately plays surprise party notes to tuck the friend on the bottom.
It's bad mannering, but it's not as bad mannering as then playing Sunset Festival.
Oh, that's rude. We don't
Right?
have Sunset Festival in here.
Nope, that's unfortunate.
Just run one copy of Sunset Festival.
Yeah, you always gotta run one copy.
I mean,
Again.
technically correct. That was the 46th card.
We are still enforcing bad habits.
When would we not?
I don't think these habits are actually bad.
No, let's...
There's a lot of removal in this deck.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of removal in this deck.
You're playing pink. If you're not running a lot of removal as pink, you're probably not actually playing pink.
I mean, seems accurate. Okay, 2 more lists to look at here.
Let's go away from thisness here, and let's look at a little more. I don't know. I'm thinking yellowish.
Do we have to?
Yeah. Let's see. I think this one got spoiled quite a while ago.
Hey, look, it's Angel. Oh, wait, that's not Angel.
Fluttershy. When an opponent confronts a problem, they put this card from your hand into play at that problem. And it's swift.
It's kind of like Super Gummy.
Yeah. I mean, it requires your opponent to do something, and it's never a great idea to rely on your opponent doing things, but, hey, they're going to confront problems anyway, you might as well, right?
I mean, you can play it with 2 rec off a Buckball. It's fine.
Yeah, that's swift, it's a critter, that's fine. It's also a Pegasus.
It's actually kind of relevant.
Both of those are kind of relevant.
Okay, not bad. That's fine.
Okay.
So, if you have Chillax and Professor of Kindness in play, that thing is a 4 power, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Nifty.
Yeah. Let's see, so we've got Unity 15 Fluttershy here. Let's see, so when you play this card, you can put a critter friend with cost 3 or less from your discard pile into play here. Okay, cool. Not bad. Bunyips cost less than 3. I'm liking this.
Brian's do, so does that Fluttershy that we just saw.
Yeah. And then Unity 15, when you confront a problem, if you exceed that problem's confront requirements by 5 or more power, score a point. Okay.
I'm sorry. What?
Score a point
For confronting.
for confronting with too much power. Yes.
In a yellow deck.
Mm-hmm.
That never happens.
If you're at Unity 15 though, you probably have more than enough power at problems to at least get that once or twice.
Well, so it does depend a little bit. If you're going with the traditional yellow strategy of just barely confronting a whole bunch of problems, this gives you another option. You can sit there and really confront one problem. Might make the math a little bit more difficult.
So you could play all the dilemmas, but since yellow's dilemmas are going to require on average about 5 to confront, that means you'd need 10 power at each dilemma, and that's actually kind of tricky to do.
Yeah.
It used to be easier.
It did used to be easier. You can probably still swing that with a card like Critter Choir.
Yeah, that'd do it.
You can definitely swing that with a card like Critter Choir and playing in harmony with Industrial Revolution.
Ew, can we not?
And Octavia is the main.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
that'll definitely get it.
No, so here, this one actually goes the other way. This isn't play all the dilemmas. You'll want some dilemmas anyway. This is focusing much more on being able to guarantee that you get a lot of power up at a problem.
Okay, what else we got? We got some nice aggro things going on here. Some efficient moving friends, and oh, that poor changeling.
It's potassium. They'll be okay.
And some bounce, evidently.
They went splorch.
Splurge. They also made that fun
Yeah.
squeaking noise as they slid down the force field. And so you know what's annoying? Bouncing stuff only to have them play it again. How about we let them not do that? And this is also great because you can bounce, if they've got multiple of one annoying friend, you can bounce one of them with this, and then you can also bounce the other one with something else, and it's still, the prohibition on playing those cards is still there.
Yellow does have some good bounce. I'm going to play this on Miss Main.
Oof. That's gonna stall your combo a turn, isn't it? It's a darn shame.
Miss Main was in play before you were ready to go.
Yeah, Control was trying to close out the game.
That happens occasionally.
It does happen. Not bad. I think we talked about this one a while back.
Can I just play this on Puckwudgie?
If your opponent is running Puckwudgie, sure.
Sure. Yes.
Can I also run Sand Smirk and name Puckwudgie?
Well, there are a certain set of decks that are going to be very unhappy if you do that. Like, all the unhappy. But yes, that's a thing that you can do.
Yay!
Phyllis, no! Phyllis, yes? Phyllis, always yes?
This card is so weird.
I think we've discussed this before.
It's
Yes.
a plant.
It is a plant. It's a resource asset. So, what this is doing here is it's effectively slowing... If you are ahead, this can slow your opponent down a little bit by making you effectively have less points as far as the action token gains at the start of the turn.
There are also some situations which this can make you lose.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, so just be careful with it.
It also shuts off your opponent's Professor Cycle and some of those events that we saw last set.
Mm-hmm. Not bad.
That's kind of funny. I'm gonna hide myself in a field of ficus.
It doesn't have the plant trait. Nope, sorry. Okay. So,
It would be like that and Bloomberg, or whatever the tree's name is.
Yeah, it was Bloomberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, there were some concerns earlier about developing enough power. Well, I've got an answer to some of those concerns. School of Friendship.
Everyone gets power.
Oh man. This makes a lot of power.
I mean, depends on how many friends you have, but
Yeah. And note that this is not unique. Possibly an oversight?
No.
Hmm.
Used to be in testing, and then it was like, nah.
She's opening up branches.
It's the School of Friendship district now.
Yes.
She's been promoted to superintendent.
I mean, she got promoted to princess. Had to find Superintendent Starlight. Okay, I'm fine with that.
There's a steamed ham joke in here somewhere.
Sure, this is Simpsons memes, you say? Simpsons memes aren't funny.
How about one more card and then let's see this thing?
Yeah. Geese! Peace was never an option.
I need to actually play that game.
While none of your characters have a color other than yellow, opponents can't play Troublemakers here. It's not bad. So if you're running mono yellow, this is... It's not quite as good as lacking lesson plans, but it's also better in some respects. Pretty good.
No,
Well, yeah.
Okay. Show me this mono yellow thing.
Well, I mean, it looks mono yellow. I'm not really sure what's surprising here. It's mono yellow. Come on.
I know some of these cards.
I know most of these cards.
Oh, all the best ones are here. We got Bunyips, we got Yona, we got Meadowbrook, we got Unsatisfactory Work.
Yeah, it's all the fun ones.
There's a lot of yellow. Why are there only 2 Meadowbrooks?
Because there's 3 friends are always there and 3 Bryans. And we have 3 problems that it's going to be real difficult for opponents to get Troublemakers through.
Maybe.
Maybe.
There's a couple tech meta choices in here too, like if you're up against one of the pink removal decks or the white removal deck and you run Trixie Guidance Counselor, so that you can have your Fluttershy relatively safe or take away a turn from your opponent, basically.
Yeah, like they can come after you, but they're going to pay for it. Fortunately, at least for Tirek, Frighten still works just fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're using a lot of cards that have high power in those face-offs, then Autumn Blaze makes them flip less.
Did you say high power friends? Yona doesn't like those.
Yona doesn't like those. Yona smashes those.
Yak not like. Alright.
Yona Smash.
Oh, that is a low confront requirement problem deck.
Yes, it is. It's
4,
like it
4,
wants to go
2,
fast or something.
3, 5, 4. That is
If you have Staff, Fluttershy confronts all of those by herself.
Yep. And if you've got Staff, Fluttershy kind as can be, and the main, like those 2 alone will get you 2 points off of
Concerning Cutie Mark, Searching High and Low.
almost all of them?
A decent number.
I think it's all of them other than Gaggle. Wow.
No, not all of them, because Kind as Can Be is only 2 power.
Oh, she is only 2. Okay.
But
So
she brings a critter back with her, so you can bring back like Brian or Bunyip, and there's your extra 1.
Okay, so 3 points. Sounds good.
Gross. All right,
No, you want to talk about gross? Let's talk about gross. Let's talk
Okay.
pink.
go ahead.
Not this purple pink nonsense. No, straight pink. All right.
I'm
So
sitting down.
First off, you got a 3-1-3. It's got agile. Okay, that's pretty good on the Unity 5. That's the Unity 10 though. Your characters here have eccentric 1. So just, go ahead and try to confront this problem where I've got all of my friends. All of them.
Oh, you didn't confront that one? That's unfortunate. Oh, you're going to confront that other one?
The other one.
Zoom.
I'm gonna go over there too. Hi. I'm also over here, making everything difficult.
if only she was swift.
That'd be a little bit too good. It'd be pretty insane, actually.
What else we got?
You know what? I don't like people stacking up at problems. I like stacking up at problems, but other people aren't allowed to do this.
Oh, wait, is this the first time we've seen the full text of this card now?
Mm-hmm.
So we saw the search part before.
You also saw the high part out of this. What?
I mean, true. But now it's also problem replacement. Oh, so this is more than just tutor a problem to the top of your problem deck. This is like spend an extra AT, tutor a problem directly into play.
And banish this card.
Well, sure.
Can we unban
No,
INA?
we are not unbanning I Need Answers.
No. You're just going to have to run that in Nightmare. Good luck.
No, it does not count as solving the problem. It just replaces the problem.
Yep.
So this is going to be a windmill slam into a lot of pink stuff. It's a great just sort of Damocles, basically. You're sitting here and just being like, might want to not try to confront that problem and see what happens.
Even if you're not looking for a particular problem, this might actually be just a good way to get rid of something. Maybe alongside bait and switch.
Oh man, this hoses farm.
Yes, it does. In better hope, well, I mean, if there's a villain there, you're going to have a problem, but it can still make their life interesting.
This is interesting. This is very interesting.
All right. Chaos Magic Blast. This was, I think this was like one of the very first cards spoiled, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah.
It was spoiled really early, yeah. This time with chaotic keyword.
Yeah.
Or trait, or whatever that's called.
And properly set up here. And, like, it says a bunch of stuff, but most importantly, it says random. And that'll become important later.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
No.
Yes.
Now remember earlier when we were talking about text boxes for ants? Here's the text box for ants.
What does this thing even say? Okay, so this says, play to your home. When you flip a card, you may banish that card to beneath this card.
Okay, so let's stop there for a second. When you flip a card, that's a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
You may banish that card to beneath this card. So chaos is also usually a trigger. Do I still get the chaos effect?
Yes.
Okay. Can I wait to see what's going on with the face-off before I choose whether or not to banish the card?
No.
Oh.
Because you have to... It is when you flip the face-off. You can look at the power and do the math, but you have to choose whether or not you want that power, because the trigger happens when it flips. So if you do choose to use this trigger, it goes away and is no longer in the flip zone and doesn't count for the face-off.
Okay. Alright, got it. So I'm with you on that. Why would I possibly want to banish my flipped card?
Let us read the second block of text here. Deep breath. Immediate. Exhaust this card to choose a card banished this way, referring to the previous ability. Until the end of the turn, you may spend a number of other cards from beneath this card equal to the chosen card's cost to play the chosen card for free. Because I like sitting there and just being like, it's a darn shame that I flipped that card that I wanted. Oh, wait.
I can still play it, as long as I flip a few more cards.
As long as I flip a few more cards, so...
Or if that flip card happens to be Pinky Sense.
That's very true.
Yeah, play free things for free.
Gets you around color wreck, and if you're flipping low, or if your cards are really cheap and really low power, and you're not likely to rely on those to win face-offs anyway, then just getting extra play value out of them seems pretty good.
Yeah. Doesn't take a whole much to sit there and just be like, actually, I would like that bunyip.
Animoy asks, can he unbanish a previously flipped villain Grogar from under this card? Yes. It will no longer be under that card.
Yeah. Alright, so that's not bad. I mean, need a little bit of a microscope here. We did actually try to figure out how to make this text bigger. It just... There's no room. It just can't be made much bigger.
The bell's
Vortex.
taking up too much space on the card.
There was a whole other ability this card had that we actually removed in testing.
Yeah. So much text.
So much
I
text.
think we've got one more.
One more card to look at before we
Yeah.
see this deck.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
card that we've seen before.
We've
so
seen this one before. Yeah.
Oh, it's Chrissy.
This isn't. Yeah, it's our queen.
This
fine.
time with her smile visible.
Barely.
Yeah, you can still see it.
A tiny little line.
Color balance isn't great on this. This is another one of those.
She has a tiny snoot.
There was a version of this card, the card art, that you just straight up couldn't see her mouth. It was
Yeah.
weird.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
With
one of
the
those
snoot.
shots from the night bit, and there's a color filter on these that's kind of difficult to undo.
Do not boop the snoot.
And boop the snoot. All right, I think that's.
All right, I'm looking for the
What is
sea.
this? What does this come together in?
I'm looking for the sea poppy. Show me the sea poppy.
Silverstream joins the Randpocalypse.
I see the three. I see the three.
Okay, there they are. We got the Babby, we got the Party Mare, we got the Sea Poppy, and now we got the Chaos Magic Blast.
Yup.
Silverstream's up there like... I just love random things.
It's so much fun.
This deck looks terrible.
This deck looks amazing.
There's a lot of cheap cards here.
Yeah, there are. It's
Two,
almost
one,
like it's almost
two,
like you
one,
could take
one,
this and
three.
just be like, what if I ran Party Cannoneer instead for even more random?
Ew.
No, it's gonna be great. Don't worry about it.
I'm slightly worried about it.
It's gonna be great.
I would like to keep my friends. Can I please keep my
No.
friends in play?
Not allowed.
No, I guess not.
Please?
No. Also, like points. Pinky's got to dance. All the random.
Okay. That was a lot of decks.
That was a lot of spoilers.
That was a lot of spoilers. When do we
With
get
more
the
to
rest of
come.
them? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It kind of depends on how quick we can finish all the proofing work here. Need Chrysalis to copy that poppy. That's true.
I'm gonna need you to finish this by tomorrow. That timeline works out for you, right?
Nope.
It's okay. We'll stay up till like 3 a.m. proofing tonight.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
what I
that's
do
what you're
now
going
as
to be
manager.
due until 3 a.m.
Yeah, definitely not immediately going and playing Among Us.
I have a meeting in like 4 hours.
Why?
Why? Wait, what? Ew.
Because we just hired someone from Europe.
Ew.
Well, then you clearly have to stay up and play Among Us.
I mean, that's the plan.
Yeah. Your
All right.
day's gonna be wrecked tomorrow.
Y'all are mad lads.
I also have another meeting at like 9 a.m.
Ew.
Gross.
Very gross. Okay.
All right.
But anyway, yeah. So as this kind of implies here, the process is far enough along that there is a beta build of Ponyhead. I'm not ready to let this go yet, because it actually has literally everything in it, and I haven't fixed it so that it doesn't do that.
There's a few things that we want to save for the spoiler stream.
Soon. So soon.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
Fest of the Slog.
Yes, the festive.
Slug.
But for now, this will wrap up our discussion on New Dawn for today. We would like to give a big shout out to all of our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, please do consider donating. Doing so enables us to continue making content like this and lets you earn some great perks as a bonus. If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, Twitter, or email, or Steam if you're on Among Us. Big cheese sauce.
Big
If
cheese
you're
always sauce.
If you're a patron, you can also chat live with us on Slack any day, anytime. Especially when Cheese has 1 a.m. meetings. Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings and live gameplay videos, you can find them on our YouTube channel, linked just below the stream. With all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big cheese.
Big cheese sauce. I saw him that.
Ivory Starlight.
We'll see you all soon.
And
Bye.
keep an eye out. There might be a release coming real fast. Bye-bye.